Okay, hello guys. So we are here to finish up the video. Okay, it is Genesis chapter 26. It is God's promise to Isaac. Now, up to this point, uh, Abraham has remarried Isaac, and now Rebecca have gotten together. Okay, so that's where we are in the understanding. And there was a famine in the land, a starvation. Besides the famine first, that had occurred in the days of Abraham. So this is a second famine. And went Isaac to Abimelech, king Abimelech. That's the same Abimelech that we saw earlier, who was deceived by Abraham to think that Sarah was a single woman. Okay, so Isaac goes to King Abimelech of the Philistines, okay, in Gerar. That's talking about the area, okay, a Philistine town in Gaza, okay, and appeared to him. Yahweh said, and not do go down to Egypt, live. Meaning, don't go down and live in Egypt, okay, in the land where I shall tell you to dwell. So go into the place where I tell you to dwell. Don't go into Egypt. Dwell in the land this, and I will be with you and bless you. For to you and your descendants I give all the land's leads, and I will confirm the oath that I swore to Abraham. So I'm going to keep the promise I gave to Abraham, your dad, your father, and I will make multiply your descendants as the stars in the sky, and I will give to your descendants all lands, leaves, and shall be blessed in your seed all nations of the earth because that obeyed Abraham. So basically those who obeyed. Abraham obeyed basically my voice. So Abraham obeyed my voice, and that's why I'm blessing it. And kept my charge, commandments, my statutes, and my laws. Right? So now we have Abraham deceived Abimelech first. Now we have, look at this. Isaac deceives him as well. So dwelt Isaac in Gerar, right, in the area of Gaza, and asked the men of that place about his wife. That would be Rebecca. And he said, she is my sister. Okay? So I'm assuming, based on the context, that Isaac ends up doing the same mistake that that Abraham did. So Isaac ends up saying the same thing about Rebecca, that Rebecca is his sister. For he was afraid to say, she is my wife, lest kill me, the men of the place do, on the account of Rebecca, because she is beautiful. So for the same exact reason that Abraham made the mistake to say that Sarah was his sister, now Isaac is doing the same doggone thing. Okay? Because beautiful, behold, she is. And it came to pass, when he had been there a long time, so when Isaac had been there a long time, that looked Abimelech, king of the Philistines, through a window, right, and saw, and there was Isaac sporting with Rebekah. So the word sporting here is to laugh, mock, or play with Rebekah, his wife. And Abimelech called unto Isaac and said, surely, behold, she is your wife. So Abimelech was able to see that this is not a single woman, this is the spouse. So how could you say, my sister she is? And said to him, Isaac. So Isaac said to him, because I said, lest I die on the account of her. So that's the reasoning. Not a good reason, to be honest. And said Abimelech, what is this have you done? So what is this that you have done to me? To us. Soon might have lain with her. So basically, I might have been intimate with her. Or maybe even one of the people might have been intimate with her. with your wife, and you would have brought on us guilt, ashim, guilt. So warned Abimelech. So Abimelech warned all of his people, saying, he who touches this man or his wife surely shall be put to death. Right? So he gives a strict warning to all his people. Says, hey, if you touch this woman, because I know that this is Isaac's wife, it's going to be big problems. I want nothing to befall. And it's actually Abimelech protecting his people. It's actually Abimelech protecting his people from the anger or wrath of God that might come upon them if they try to end up being with Rebekah. Okay? And sowed Isaac in the land that, and reaped in the year that 100-fold. So basically, Isaac stayed in that place for a while, and he sowed. So he was a farmer, and he planted and he reaped 100-fold. And Yahweh blessed him. Right? Yahweh blessed him. Ve-va-ra-chehu. Ve-va-ra-chehu. Okay? Yahweh blessed him and began to prosper the man. And by the way, this word prosper, right here. Vegadel. Prosper. To grow, to become great or important, to promote, make powerful, do great things physically, to magnify, to cause to grow. It can also take on spiritual context. Okay, prosper. Until that he has become prosperous very. For he had possessions, much possessions, lots of flocks, so much flocks, much herds, much servants, right? So envied him the Philistines. So basically the Philistines were jealous of him. And all the wells that had dug his father's servants in the days of Abraham, his father, had stopped up the Philistines and filled them with earth. So the Philistines are like, we're jealous. We can't stand his prospering. Let's go fill up all of these wells so that no one can draw water from them. Okay, so they filled it up with dirt. And Abimelech said to Isaac, go away from us, for you are mightier than we. Meaning you have God with you. We don't. Much. And departed from there Isaac. So Isaac agrees, hey, okay, I respectfully understand. Okay? And he pitched his tent in the valley of Gerar, which probably would mean like outside the area. And he dwelt there, and again Isaac, and dug the wells of water. So Isaac began to make some new wells, which they had dug in the days of Abraham, his father. For they had stopped up the Philistines after the death of Abraham. So after Abraham was gone, and he called unto them the names by the names which he had called them his father, and dug the servant, Isaac's servants, in the valley, so where Isaac was tenting, and found there a well, springing of water, but quarreled. So the herdsmen of Gerar, so that would be like the shepherds of Gerar, they quarreled, they argued amongst each other with the Isaac's herdsmen. So the herdsmen that were in Gerar, right? See if I say this right. Gerar, yeah. The herdsmen that were in there, they fought with Isaac's herdmen. So they argued, they quarreled with him. And they said, ours the water is. So he called the name of the well Esek, right? Esek, which means contention. Why? Because they were arguing, the two groups of herdsmen. Because they quarreled with him. And they dug another well, and they quarreled also over that one. So they argued over that well. So he called its name Sitnah, strife, right? Second well dug by Isaac. And he moved from there, and he dug another well. And not they did quarrel. So that third well, they did not quarrel over it. So he called the name of that third well Yichalvat. Richova. Okay, wide places are streets. The third of a series of wells dug by Isaac in the territory of the Philistines, one of the 4 cities built by Asher or by Nimron in Asher, located close to Nineveh. And said, for now, has made room Yahweh for us, and we shall be fruitful in the land. And he went up from there to Beersheba, and appeared Yahweh to him that night, and said, I am the God of Abraham, your father. Not do fear, for I am with you. So fear. Tira. To fear, to revere, or to be afraid, to be in awe or reverence. Now this would be in the context of do not fear your life. Do not fear what other people do. Okay? I am with you, and I will bless you, and I will multiply your descendants. Okay? For the sake of Abraham, my servant. So on the behalf of, because of the love that I have for Abraham, because you're from him, I will show the same love for you, and that same blessing will be upon you. So he built there an altar, Misbeach, okay, altar, and called on the name of Yahweh. And he pitched there a tent, and dug there Isaac's servants a well. And Abimelech came, that's King Abimelech, came to him from Gerar with Ahuzeth, okay, a friend of Abimelech, his advisor, and with Phichol, the commander of his army. And he said to them, to the people that was with him, Isaac, why have you come to me? So Isaac basically asked the people that were there, why have you come to me? Since you hate me, right? So he's like, you hate me. Sinitim, to hate or be hateful. Okay? So you don't like me, you don't want nothing to do with me. You sent me away. And have sent me away from you. Right? So they say, but they said, surely we have seen that is Yahweh with you. We have seen that Yahweh is with you wherever you go. So we said, there should be now an oath between 2 parties, between us and between you, and let us make a covenant with you, right? A covenant, verit, a covenant, alliance, or pledge, that you will do to us no harm. So basically, hey, God is with you, and because God is with you, I don't want to be the enemy of God. I want to be on your good side. Okay? So don't bring us any harm, since not we have touched you, and since we have not done to you anything, nothing but good, and have sent you away in peace. So even though they sent him away, they sent him away in what? In peace. Okay? Be shalom. Be shalom. Okay? Completeness, soundness, peace. Right? You are now the blessed of Yahweh, the blessed, right? Biruk, to bless, kneel, to be blessed, right? To be adored, to be praised or saluted of Yahweh. So he made them a feast. So basically Isaac cooks a feast. And they ate the feast and they drank. And they arose early in the morning the next day, and they swore an oath one to another, and sent them away, Isaac, and they departed from him, from Isaac, in peace. So basically he makes peace. He's like, hey, let's make peace. Let's not have strife. Let's not have issues. Let's make peace. And it came to pass on that day came the servants of Isaac. So Isaac's servants. And they told him, Isaac, about the cause of the well which they had dug, and said to him, we have found water. So he called it Shiva. Shiva. Okay, an oath. Okay, that's the well near Beersheba. I think I don't quote me, but I think that's the same well that when Jesus meets the woman at the well. I think it's the same one. Don't quote me on that. Shiva. Okay. Upon this, the name of the city of Beersheba. Right. So we have the well, Shiva. Okay. And then we have Beersheba or Beersheba, the city. Right. Beersheba, well of sevenfold oath. Right. It is a city at the south edge of Israel. Right. Now, if I'm wrong, and this is not the woman at the well, Beersheba, then it is associated because I do remember Beersheba being mentioned in the New Testament, specifically with the apostles and Jesus. To the day this, and when Esau, so now we have Esau getting into a different context, Esau's wife. And when was Esau 40 years old, then he took as wives Judith, the daughter of Beeri, okay, a Hittite, right, Beeri from the house of Hosea, and Basemath, okay, Basemath, okay, Basemath, Hittite wife of Esau. So this Esau's wife, by the way. Uh, this is not Isaiah's wife or anything like that. No. Okay, so this Esau. Esau is now 40. Which would probably make Isaac in the way of like 80, 90, something like that. Okay. So he has multiple wives. Esau does. And so he takes Basemath, the daughter of Elon the Hittite, and they were a grief of the mind of Isaac and Rebekah. So Isaac and Rebekah was not happy that Esau took two wives. Okay? A grief, morat, a grief, okay, bitterness or grief of the mind. Okay, so you get the context. There's not much to go on here, okay, other than you don't want to make yourself an enemy of God. You don't want to set yourself up against God in any way, shape, or form. You don't want to create any sort of problems to where you would have issues with someone who is following after God, especially if you know God is directly with them so many ways. You're going to end up bringing a lot of problems on yourself. So don't do that. Okay? Stay on the side of God. In all that you do, in all that you say, in all of your actions, stay on the side of God. Okay? Anyway, guys, thanks for your time. I hope that this is at least a little bit understanding for you. Most of the words are going to be the same from the Greek to the English. It might word it differently, but it's still going to be the same understanding. So anyway, guys, take care.